been a while since we've been over on this side. Yeah, we've been the boy in the corner. And I'm not talking about Dizzy Rascal for the past few videos, but we're back at the desk, the live streaming desk, the kitchen, because we're cooking up over here. But look, it's time to talk about these bad boys, the Honey Blacks, the Corteiz 95s, and people are still waiting for their pairs. I'm pretty sure though that the release date was the 30th of April. And the time of recording this video is what, the 17th? All right, so it's the 18th of May. I'm not making excuses for them. They did say though, 15 to 20 business days. That doesn't include weekends or bank holidays. I can just only imagine how many pairs they needed to ship internationally as well, you know. But look, we're not Royal Mail, we're not FedEx, we don't give a monkeys. Just get us our pairs, you know. I'm still waiting for my size, and this is a 9 UK. This would be my true to size. However, We'll talk. I'm getting too ahead of myself. In today's episode, broskis, it's all about the Air Max 95 Corteiz Honey Blacks. Is this a top 10 sneaker contender? For a lot of people, they're saying yes. For me, I think so. But there's so much coming out. It's going to be hard to keep these in the top 10, especially with other Air Max 95s still dropping. And there's some bangers. The neons, the pink foams, the Amamanier hand wash only. Oh man, we've still got the undefeated to drop. The SB Air Max 95s to drop. It's crazy. It's crazy, but look, the 30th anniversary to the 95, they've been giving us some bangers, they've been giving us some gems, they've been giving us some future grails, and it's lovely. We've actually been able to cop this year, most of the time anyway, bar the pink foams, bar the neons. Don't get me started, we've just about gotten over that. With all that said and done, let's talk about the box, let's get that out of the way. If you've seen the other 95s, even the Huaraches, you have seen them all. OG sort of styling to the Air Max old school GR box we used to get with Nike, and yep, we've got some cheeky Corteiz brand in there too. Product sticker does say though, Air Max 95 SP, and the official colorway is black, and Tour Yellow. What happened to that name? I swear everyone was calling it the Tour Yellow, but now it's Honey Blacks, and yeah, I'm not mad because both sound cool. Honey Blacks though, kind of sounds more, you know, sneakerish, if that makes sense, sneakerish. Is that even a word? No, we've just made up a word, sneakerish. I'll take it, I'll trademark it. I mean, where do I start with these? In terms of sizing, let's go there because we have to. A lot of people may be looking to pay resale if they couldn't cop, or maybe if they're looking to get their pairs in and still waiting, they're a bit worried about the sizing. Normally with 95s, I go true to size. But the Honey Blacks though, you definitely need to go half a size up. It's not unbearable, it's just very snug. But look, it's not all doom and gloom. If you did go true to size, just wear them in extensively, double socks, maybe a shoe stretcher, and a couple days worth of wearing them in as well. I do think you'll be fine. But if you're looking for them on the aftermarket and you haven't made your decision yet, defo go half a size up. Make of that what you will. I'm narrow-footed as well. Take that all with a pinch of salt. So to a lot of people, this sneaker is just a boring Air Max 95 in all black, and I get that, I do. But it's all in the details, broskis. Going around this shoe, and it's one of them ones where you don't really appreciate the sneaker unless you get them in hand, unless you get them on foot. And you've got everything here. You've got an all black sneaker near enough with hits of that yellow that makes it pop as well. But the materials, that's where I think this sneaker really shines. For example, the overlays more towards the bottom half, you've got that grainy leather that looks so good. Even the toe box too. And then you've got that sort of textile mesh where the laces sit. And man, I do like that. Of course, you got the Corteiz branding on the toe box area and the lateral side towards the back, but they've switched it up here too, adding a mini Nike swoosh to the medial at the back. Now the left shoe and the right have sort of switch panels there, and that's pretty cool. But on the heel counter, another thing that's different. We've actually got coordinates. Now I'm not too sure where this place is. I think according to Google Maps, it's somewhere in northwest London. If someone in the comments does know, drop it down there. But we know what Corteiz is known for at this point. The pop-up coordinates where you go to a location, be able to get merch, be able to get certain shoes, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, in terms of lacing, they've defo switched it up here. The normal traditional lace loop system that we normally get on a 95 isn't here. I actually don't mind it. It looks pretty cool, but the toggle system, I just don't know what to do with it. I mean, look, you could rock it with the toggle in, no problem. But for me, the laces are just gonna be flip-flapping all over the gaff. So I think I'm taking the toggles out and just lacing them as normal. Pretty cool though, on the tongue, you got that 3M that the 95 is known for. And then this leather, man, it does look naughty, especially the Alcatraz or Corteiz brand in there too. So moving on to the sock liner, and it's very subtle, but it's only in certain lighting conditions you can actually tell. We've got this camouflage in that very dark colorway, very similar with the insole as well, but we've got that tall yellow on the Nike Air branding. More 3M though to the heel counter, and I love that about a 95. There's just something about that reflective panel that always gets me. All blacked out though with the midsole, and then you've got that tall yellow sort of seeping through. So yeah, that does stand out. The normal waffle design to the 95 outsole, and then the Corteiz branding in that plastic TPU panel. So has this sneaker changed your mind at all? Being near enough an all black shoe, yeah, it's not for everyone. But let's decide together, broskies, whether the honey blacks are a buy or a buy. Now, I'll be honest, bruh. I was a bit of a flip-flop with this sneaker. Won't lie to you, I've got to be honest, because when I first saw pictures and how long this sneaker was taking to come out, I was just like, bruh, I don't see it, man. It's just an all black shoe. What's the point? They kind of shot their load with the first three, which are all really cool. This pair is kind of like the album that gets you out of the deal. You know what I mean with like musicians signed to a label and stuff like that. This one was kind of the one that was left on the cutting board floor. Is that the same? Cutting room floor? Whatever it is, it just felt like one that didn't stand out. But when I got these in, when I saw them in hand, when I put them on my little sausage toes, yeah, man, it changed my mind. It really did. Maybe I'm caught up in the hype. Maybe I'm caught up with all the marketing and stuff like that. Big fan of the brand. The fact that it's a London-based UK brand as well gets me going, bruh. The shoes are fire. The materials are really good. Even on feet, very comfortable. I love a 95 that looks this good on feet. And one you don't have to worry about styling up too much. You just whack them on, beat them to death, and then move on about your day. There's no nubuck to worry about, no soft suede and all that sort of stuff. It's just an all leather shoe. And it's black. It's really cool. The fact that it's got those tall yellow hits as well to make it pop where it needs to. I mean, yeah, these do look good. Now, where do these sit in terms of all the 495s now that have come out from Clint, Corteiz, and Nike? It's a toughie, man. I think I've got to put these second, just behind the gutter greens, because the gutter greens, man, OG, does look so nice. I mean, come on. The khaki hit's pretty cool. Pink beams are very nice, but there's something about these. I don't know if it's recency biased or I just really like them, or both. But yeah, I've got to put these second. Where would you put the honey blacks out of all of them that have dropped so far? But broskies, a lot to love. The only thing that kind of takes away from this release and this shoe is maybe the wait time to get them in. Yes, some people didn't even get their pairs because the website, it did get cooked, man. We had like 3 releases, you know, an early access release about 4 o'clock on the day. 7 o'clock was the actual release, and then there was a shock drop on sneakers. So there was a lot of pairs to go around, and most people got their pairs. Yes, there were some people that missed out and had to go the resale route. I know it's going to be easy for me to say, but resale prices aren't as bad as, say, the gutter greens, you know. But look, you know where I'm going, man. I love this shoe. Very wearable, very nice in terms of materials, the hits, the accents, everything. I am giving the honey black 95 Corteiz a buy. I didn't need to take that breath. Now I'm even more out of breath. But yeah, it's defo, I'll do that again. It's a buy, bruh. It gets 2 buys, okay? But let me know your thoughts down below. Did you cop a pair? Did you double up? Did you triple up? Or was this an absolute miss? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Also, link to join the Discord is down below. Because of that group, I'm just saying, a lot of people got their pairs because we shared the password early to the early access. So yeah, don't miss out, join it, it's free, bruh. And yeah, do all of that other good stuff for me, please, broskies. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And yes, until the next episode, take care.